はい、あしまーす。
What is going on, guys? It is your boy Grave, and today we are going to be talking about the second episode of Kamen Rider Revice. Now, if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button and make sure to subscribe for more content. Let's get into it. Now, the episode starts off in the Phoenix Air Base, where we see two of the leaders, the professor, his name being George, and the other commander named Kodoka. Kodoka being pissed that Iki's using the driver. He's not a part of Phoenix. He shouldn't be using it, but George has to tell him that he's the only one who could use it. The older commander, his name being Yujiro, comes in and explains the situation and demotes Kodoka for the events of the first episode. You remember when he tried using the Revice driver and he ended up getting knocked out and making his own demon? Yeah, he got demoted for that. He was pretty upset. Kodoka telling him that he did the best he could, with Yojiro responding, "If you think that's all that matters, you shouldn't have been in a leadership position to begin with." In the middle of their argument, Daiji comes in at the request of Commander Yujiro and asks him if he could convince Iki to sign a contract with Phoenix so he could fight for them against the Deadmans. You can kind of see in his face, like, kind of doesn't want to do this. Like, he's really hesitant on it. But he wants to be able to defeat these guys no matter what. We cut to a golf course where a golfer named Araki kind of mistreats his caddy, his name being Ibata, and is growing more frustrated when he can't get his swing right. Ibata, being his caddy, tries to give him advice, but Araki just brushes him off, like, "What do you know? You're a caddy." He basically being a fucking douche. But when Ibata kind of just goes back, "Okay, fine, whatever," Araki fires him for no reason, really, just trying to help him with his game. While Ibata walks down out of the golf course, he bumps into the green man himself, Oteka, and they have a conversation about Araki's behavior, and Oteka gives him the nudge that maybe it's his fault for not giving Ibata's advice too seriously. He hands him a stamp and tells him to embrace his emotions and let out his inner demon. We then see Daiji return to the family bathhouse because he wants to talk to Iki about working for Phoenix, becoming Revice, but he's hesitant. He looks at the case containing the driver and he's getting flashbacks about what happened in episode 1 where he let his fear take control of him. And just in time, Iki walks out, telling him, "Hey, you're here, why not take a bath?" While Vice, his demon, notices that Daiji is acting strange, a little gloomy. Kind of tells me that Vice can notice the emotions of other humans. Like, "Hey, you're not doing so hot." I do like that. We then cut back to the golf course where Ibata, he confronts Araki and ends up releasing his demon, proclaiming that "you have to listen to me." This is where we see the opening for Revice for the first time. Now, I have some opinions on this opening, like some good, some bad, and I have some theories. I actually might make a separate video explaining my analysis about this opening. If you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell, and stay tuned for content such as that. We then cut back into the bathhouse where Daiji hands Iki a contract saying, "Hey, we want you to fight the Deadmans." At first, Iki refuses, but Daiji, in my opinion, took a low blow, asking, "Do you want more victims like Mom to show up?" Vice coming out of him, telling, "We should sign this contract, we should help protect the world." Like, very uncharacteristic of Vice, because first episode, he was trying to eat Iki's mom. Nevertheless, Iki still refuses and tells Daiji he should use the driver instead, but Daiji says he doesn't have what it takes, going back that he let his fear control him during the attack during the ceremony. Vice, again, uncharacteristically, tries to convince him one more time, but Iki lashes out, telling him to stay out of it. Daiji comments on Iki's ability to communicate with Vice and control him. But all Iki does is brush it off and say no, he doesn't even listen to me. Daiji then gets alerted about the attack in the golf course, and they both run off towards the scene. I like that, because it shows Iki don't really care about no contracts, he just wants to help people. Iki, grabbing his bicycle, accidentally stamps it when he tries to put the belt in the basket of his bike, and Vice possesses it, making it a demon bike. But not a motorcycle, just a normal, regular bike. And it goes, like, really fucking fast. Like, he can drift, like Tokyo Drift. And he rides like that into the golf course, slamming his bike into the demon. Iki transforms while he lets his brother Daiji take care of evacuation, getting the people to safety. The beginning of their fight, Vice is just playing around, playing with his food, kinda. He does this, like, JoJo-esque Fist of the North Star, like 100 punches, calling it his 100 demon fist attack. And when Iki, like, pushes him out of the way to save him, Vice ends up picking Iki up by the legs and throwing him at the demon, causes Iki to be dizzy. And then we find out why he wants to sign the contract, protect people in quotes. He's just doing it so he can get out of his human's body and start eating humans or attacking humans. He first attacks Daiji, but Daiji, being quick as he is, dodges out of the way and throws Iki a stamp, an eagle stamp. And he uses it to call Vice back and transform into a new form. This form is based off an eagle, but the form itself is actually based on Kamen Rider Double, the 11th Heisei Rider that aired in 2009 to 2010. I did like that form. It kind of clashes well with the eagle motif, even though Double's animal motif was more based on a grasshopper. After they transform, Iki lashes out at Vice because for the second time, Vice attacks humans. He attacked his own brother. And in their little scuffle, Vice accidentally, like, uses a new power from the Revice driver, the remix, that lets them turn into whatever animal that their form is based off of. This one, of course, being based off an eagle. And while I like that idea, how they both team up or they both combine into this animal, for the eagle, I'm not going to lie to you, it looks dumb. Like, you could tell where they, like, joined together or not, or like cold hands, kind of. It just didn't look as visually appealing as the other suits from episode 1. But anyway, using the power of the eagle, they defeat the monster, the demon. And when all was said and done, Araki tries to walk away, but Vice just shows up like, hey, what's up? Iki, thinking he's going to attack the golfer, summons him back inside his body. We then take a cut to the dead man's base, where Aguilera just worships the gift statue, like wanting to see him, and she makes this all fucking cute noise, like mew. Oh my god, that is some fucking good shit. But besides that, Olteka and Julio show up, seemingly looking like they're eavesdropping, but they actually turned out to be introducing a new sacrifice, which turns out it's Araki, the golfer. Like, you just got attacked by one of these demons, now you want to make a pact with your own? I guess that kind of, like, power is, like, really tempting to, like, normal people. Not to, like, Iki or Daiji, but just, like, the real, like, normal Joe, the fucking real petty people. We then cut to the hospital where Iki and Daiji's mom are staying in. And she tells him, like, hey, I heard you are joining Phoenix. That's good news. Iki, again, trying to decline. And this time, the mom was encouraging, like, we can take care of the bathhouse. You're the only one who could save the world. Vice, again being Vice, comes out and says, hey, your mom's looking pretty tasty. I need to bite into her. And Iki lashes out, looking like he lashes out at his dad, but no one knows that he's talking to his demon. Even though, first episode, you see them transform together. So I don't know why they, like, blocked that out of their minds. Back in the bathhouse, Iki was cleaning. Vice comments that he is bored, why isn't no dead man showing up? And reveals that he told the golfer about releasing your demons, about dead mans. And Clearly this pisses off Iki, and in anger he prepares to transform. Now back at the golf course, you see Araki and Ibata having this conversation, but Araki reveals he has his own stamp now. He can now bring out his own demon, which he does. And the suit design for this demon, the Megalodon demon, doesn't look as good. He looks like a pinhead. Now Iki fights Vice like in pure rage. Like you are willingly letting people know how to let their demons out. You know how dangerous that is. But Vice is just cracking jokes, not taking this as seriously, which angers Iki further. In the middle of their fight, Daiji comes out like, "What the fuck are you doing? There is another attack, we gotta go." Iki untransforms and shoves his belt into Daiji, saying, "I can't do this. I don't have the right to use it." Vice, like, wondering, "Why are you doing this? You need that to fight. You need me to fight." But they run off into the golf course to fight the Deadmans. When they get there, Iki comes out swinging at the generic demons without transforming. He gets his ass beat too. Daiji coming in with a belt like, "Why aren't you transforming?" And just pushes off and just continues on. This actually, like, you see some concern in Vice's voice, like, why are you doing this? Why aren't you using me to transform? We need to fight them. But Iki just is not having it. It's like, I shouldn't have released you in the first place. Every time I do, someone gets hurt. By seeing Iki, like, fighting for his life, getting hurt, forces him to say, "Okay, I'll stop attacking humans. I'll protect them instead." And this was a good moment for Iki. Like, he forces Vice's hand, like, make a contract with me. Either you help me fight Deadmans and you attack no other human, or I will never transform, fight until I die, and I'll take you down with me. This was like, oh my god, you are literally willing to die so innocent people won't get hurt, even though if you die, innocent people will get hurt. But in the end, Vice takes him up on his deal, and they form a pact. Like, I will no longer fight humans, I'll no longer attack them, I will only protect. Iki grabbing the driver and finally transforming again just so he can fight the demons, the Deadman. And the way they fight now is like, it's more like as a team rather than them opposing each other. One thing you also notice that the axe he was using in the first episode, it can be used as a gun, which I find that as a real nice callback to Kamen Rider Kabuto, where his main weapon was the kunai gun, the kunai axe gun, where it was like one part gun you can shoot, then you can use that as a knife as a kunai, then you can use it as a heavy axe. I feel like that weapon was a call out to Kabuto. Then Iki uses his stamp, like, and when I made that Pokemon comparison from the last episode, in this I really meant it. He took the stamp and he was controlling Vice with it. Like, he clicked the button and Vice threw fire. Then Iki waved it around and Vice's tail from his Rider armor grew and whacked them. Like, if you didn't think that was Pokemon before, you would think it was now. The end of the fight, Vice suggests that they do that transform, that animal transformation thing again. And they transform into a T-Rex. Now, unlike the eagle, I actually liked the T-Rex form this time. You don't see as much of the connecting, like, body parts. Like, you don't see as much, like, arms grabbing the legs to make a body. Stuff like that. You don't see it as much as you would with the eagle. They finish the fight with this nice T-Rex rider kick, which, honestly, looking back at it, is funny as hell, seeing a T-Rex trying to do a kick like an actual, like, Bugman, Karate Man kick. It was pretty nice. And at the end, when they untransformed out of their T-Rex forms, Vice was trying to be all chummy. It's like, hey, let's take a selfie to commemorate this. I loved that. I feel like that's going to be a thing for the rest of the season. The episode ends with Daiji putting away the Megalodon stamp and telling, these things are dangerous. They let out your inner demons and can cause unimaginable harm. But Ibata comments that it could actually do the exact opposite, and that's exactly what Iki and Vice did. They used their stamp, their demons, to help protect. Ibata and Iraki shake hands, making up, rekindling their partnership, and that is how episode 2 ends. Now this episode was a little more lighthearted fun compared to the first episode. Still having the conflict between Iki and Vice, how Vice would purposely throw a wrench in Iki's plans to protect people when he's himself is trying to endanger people. I feel like that might be a common theme with the rest of the season, but time will tell if Vice would keep that promise or not. I also feel there is going to be some future tension between Daiji and Iki, mainly concerning that the belt was originally supposed to be Daiji's, but just because of pure circumstance, Iki was the one to become Kamen Rider Revice. Overall, this was a pretty nice episode, and I'm looking forward to what episode 3 has to offer. Anyway guys, thank you for watching this video. I had a fun time recording this one. If you like what you saw, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Any comment or share would be greatly appreciated. And as always, I will see you all next time.